Hello guys, my name is Chen Chin Hei and this is my second presentation of my animation project. In the last presentation we talked about the inspiration and some reference of my story and also some pre-production and production procedure of my character Himiko. And this time we will talk about another character, Nego, and also the stage, the forest, where our story happened. So let's talk about the model of Nego. As usual, right before anything, we need some reference to study what does the cat look like. And I researched numerous photos talking about how the scale of a cat, how is their muscle working, and where is the muscle placing, and how does it look like. And also study the other model created from the other artists and figure out how they modified the wireframe and made it like a real cat. And after all this study, and I started to modify my own model. At the first step, I create a simple model to figure out is that an appropriate scale of my model, and then create some stylized parts and make it doesn't look like a normal cat. And after that, just put some decoration and details on it. And the wireframe is shown in the picture on the right hand corner. And we can see that the wireframe should follow the rules that to form a perfect quadrilateral shape and has the almost same size with the other faces. And after the polygon modeling, I export the model to ZBrush just like the last model to create some detail on its surface. And this time, besides the decoration, I need to create some fur texture on the surface because I have no intention to use the first system, which will consume so much rendering time. After we export the normal map from the sculpture procedure of ZBrush, afterward, we move on to the other software named Substance Painter to create the other texture that we need. As usual, diffuse map, roughness map, Metonus map, and the normal map is necessary in this case. And after we put them together, this is the result, and our character Nego will look like this. And this time we don't need the thickness map because we have no intention to use the SSS shader like the last character Himiko. Instead of that, I try another new thing, and this time I study about the structure of the eyes. And normally we'll just put one single texture on the eye, but the actual structure of our eyes doesn't look like that. We should have two layers to form our eyeball. First of all is the underlayer. It will show the original color of the eyes. Then we will have another layer with high reflection and transparency, and it will cover all over the eyeball just like a glass. Therefore, I try to imitate the structure and put it in my character Nego right here. And since we will have all of our characters ready, so right now we should build up our stage, the forest. And just run our procedure as usual, build up the foundation first, and then put some object inside, and then finalize the details. However, according to a really tight schedule, unfortunately we can't just build up everything by our own hands. So right now, we have to do something just like the other studio will do. We use assets. In this sense, some of the element is quite easy to find, just like the rocks, just like the trees. However, the most challenging mission is not going to find them. It's how you put them into the same scenes and align them with adjusting the texture, the lighting, and the other attributes to make them look like they are in the same scenes. And also I have to create some grass to cover those areas that can't be combined together or look really weird. And after that, I see another huge challenge coming. It's about the texture of our foundation, the ground. As we can see, our scene is not a small place, and the ground was built up with single model, so that even the 4K texture cannot support the detail if we have a close-up just look in the ground. For this case, I studied my storyboard again and found out all of our major shots were just happening in the middle area, so that I decided to separate the model of the ground and assign the 4K texture for the area we'll use. For the others, maybe 2K texture is also okay, because the camera will not take any closer to those areas. And we can see the result right there is much more better. And now everything is ready, we are going to do the animation. Before we start anything, again, we need to study. After studying so many cases of how to key animation and to find the theory behind it. Wherever you're producing 3D animation, 2D animation, even the motion graphic, they were using the same concept to key the animation. The key pose, blocking, spraining, and offset. Well, actually, they have so many names of these 4 major procedures, but they are all developed by the same concept and workflow. First of all, the key pose. This means the pose of the most important movement and in unit frames and timing of the sequence. And then we do the blocking and put some in-between pose between every key pose and make every action connected together. Afterward, sprinting. And here we will adjust the timing and spacing, move the tangents of our animation curve, and make every motion smooth. And the 4th step is offset. We have to offset every single part according to the rate and speed of your action in the animation. For example, in the video, the cats jump off from the trees and the string coming from her back leg. Therefore, the back leg will be the last thing leave the tree. And in this moment, we have to offset the other parts, move faster than the back leg 1 or 2 frames to make the animation performance much more accurate. And these are the 4 major procedures of animation keying. And of course, sometimes we'll have the second layer animation or muscle animation, how much detail you got on your model, or how detailed of your animation you want to do. In the final procedure, this is rendering and compositing. In this part, I chose After Effects to finish the last step and put all the footage together to do the color grading and add some effects on it. When we output the footage from Maya, we have to choose the 32-bit color file such as EXR file, and it should include the CDEF data, which we will use later. In color grading procedure, it is better to have much more color data inside the file. Normally, JPEG got 8-bit color and PNG got 16, EXR got 32, and obviously EXR is much more better than the previous 2, but with a larger file size. Within the 32-bit file format, it will contain the light data and the black data, so the image will look like with a gray tone, and we need to use some effects to bring the color data coming out, such as curve, level, hue saturation, or luminosity color kind of effects. And after the color grading procedure, one of the most important effects is the lens blur. And right here, the CDEF data will become much more important. But what is CDEF? This is another black and white map to contain data of the distance from the object to the camera. It includes the foreground, the character, and the background. And we can use the CDEF data to define which part of the object we need to apply the lens blur right there in order to create the depth of field feeling on our image. And next, we need one more effect to improve our quality. This is the motion blur. Actually, we can render the motion blur from Maya, but it will take a really long rendering time, so I decided to do it in After Effects. And the motion blur theory is it will calculate few frames before and few frames after to simulate the blur motion, such as we shooting something with a really low shutter speed in the real camera. And finally, we'll put the background in and finish the whole compositing procedure. And the following clip will show what we got so far. Thank you. This is all of my content in the final presentation. Thank you so much.